The person who's running the executive branch is a deranged, unhinged, dangerous president of the United States.
5 days after the horrific siege on the Capitol, the nation still reeling as stunning images reveal the extent of the violence. In one video, an officer seen dragged down the stairs, the mob of Trump supporters appearing to beat him with an American flag. Another shows a rioter punching through the glass, members of Congress on the other side. Now, House Democrats are moving swiftly to hold the president accountable and try to force him from office.
He has done something so serious that there should be prosecution against him.
Overnight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi with an ultimatum for the vice president. Immediately strip Trump of his power using the 25th Amendment, or else the House will move to impeach Trump later this week for a second time, something never seen before in our nation's history. More than 200 Democrats are already backing a charge to impeach the president for willfully inciting violence against the government of the United States.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
This door, they broke down, as you can see.
Pelosi revealing some of the damage, showing 60 Minutes where her staff was forced to hide, terrified, as the rioters ransacked her offices.
The staff went under the table, barricaded the door, turned out the lights, and were silent.
I'm Martha Raddatz for On Location. The search for those who took part in the Capitol siege is intensifying, with dozens and dozens already arrested.
Police say this man seen holding a white flex cuff at the Capitol is Larry Brock, a Texas-based Air Force Academy graduate and combat veteran, arrested over the weekend, along with Eric Munchell of Tennessee, who law enforcement officials say appears to be the man here carrying plastic restraints, prompting questions about whether they intended to take hostages. A senior official telling ABC News the rioters were organized, coordinated, and had leadership and communications equipment, and that many former military members were among them. And not just military, police departments across the country looking into whether their own members took part in the siege. And this new video, taken as rioters breached the Capitol.
You're only hurting us right now. There's no members here. You just gotta stand down.
Cops heard telling them the military is on the way. One person responding, they're not gonna shoot everybody. On the other side, an officer fires a shot, killing Ashley Babbitt, a fervent Trump supporter and an Air Force veteran from California. All this as America is mourning the loss of 42-year-old Capitol Police officer and veteran Brian Sicknick, killed as a result of Wednesday's chaos. Officials investigating reports that he was attacked with a fire extinguisher. President Trump finally ordering flags at half-staff.
Sicknick's death is now being investigated as a homicide.
We've got to start getting these vaccines out to states. There is a balancing act here, but given the time we're in, I think this is the right move.
Desperation for the COVID-19 vaccine only growing here in South Florida. This line behind me here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, it started forming well before dawn. With the overwhelming demand exceeding the limited supply, countless Americans eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine are unable to secure a shot.
They absolutely turned us away. They said, no, you cannot. We're not doing any. We don't hardly have enough vaccines for the people who have appointments.
In New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo loosening rules about who could qualify for a shot after reports of doses expiring before getting used. Some of the new groups to qualify: pharmacy cashiers and stock workers. Once the epicenter, this week New York City opening 5 vaccination sites, 2 so-called mega sites operating 24/7 to accommodate as many people as possible.
We now have the freedom to vaccinate anyone over 75, anybody over 75.
They're ramping up in Texas too. San Antonio officials opening a clinic at the Alamo Dome this week. 9,000 available slots booked in just 6 minutes. In Florida, some of the most vulnerable citizens waiting for hours over the weekend. Some turned away, but progress is being made. 500 seniors vaccinated at this church on Sunday without any reported hiccups.
It's nothing to it, as crucial as things are today with this virus.
So far, 22 million doses distributed, less than 7 million shots have been administered. Now President-elect Joe Biden hoping to accelerate the process as soon as he's sworn in, saying he'll release nearly all available vaccine doses instead of saving some for second shots.